Star Gallery is a place where I can focus on local artwork and Alaskan artwork. And I do have a few things from other places just because we love them, but everything that comes in has to make sense and have a sense of this place. And most of the artists that are showing here are deeply rooted in Ketchikan. And that's just really important to me. I took on the Star Gallery because I wanted to keep something local in Ketchikan. Locally owned, locally artists, and just a place for us. Getting to be in this building has meant a lot as I've worked on it for the last months. I've went to the museum and studied, went through all their files to just learn some of the history. Of course, a lot of the history within the walls is not spoken about. But it was important to me to honor the building as well and to bring in the walls I brought in, built. It was talk to the building and to just honor the space. This is a historic dance hall. The dance floor was put in around 1910 to 1913, and it was just refinished. Steve Reeves, the owner of the building, took meticulous care of doing some really nice remodels between the ownership of the Trolls and myself. And the Star looks better than ever. And it's very meaningful for me to be in this historic dance hall that was the dance hall on the creek, because I am passionate about dance. So I love and really wanted to focus on the Star and make space around it, so when you come in the door you can see it. And I have had so many people come in that had said, I've never seen this before, is this new, did you put it in? And I'm like, no, it's been there for 111 years. And so to give that space is really meaningful. I am passionate about being in the dance hall because I teach dance locally. It's something that I've loved, and it's about the only thing that I miss being in Ketchikan. And so I leave town a lot to dance, so I decided I should start some dance here. And so for, over 10, more than that, 12, 15 years, I've taught dance here as Boomball Dance Hall. And we hope to bring some dance into the space eventually, and we want to dance back the Star. And that's really important to me. And so I was sort of designing the space so that walls are movable and that we can move things to accommodate that. So there used to be a wall that came out 12 feet, and I wanted to just change the whole flow in the space. And this building has so much flow with the water underneath it all day, coming up and down with the tides. And now the flow is very organic. It's really fun for me to watch people in the space, either making a loop around or figure eights, or it's become much more like the creek. I used to live on the creek, so I'm acquainted with that feeling of the tides coming up and down. But that's many years ago. So I love being back, and the flow of every time you go out the door, the tide is different, and it's just fun to engage with people enjoying the creek. It was restored in the early 1990s. My landlord, Steve Reeves, has had a hand in restoring many of the buildings along Sidman Street and the creek. And it's very special to be in one of his buildings because they've received so much care in the restoration. He's being part of Historic Ketchikan, he is very mindful. And so it was important to me to bring that to the Star Gallery as well, to be mindful of the history of the building. And the creek wouldn't be the same without his restorations. So being here, it probably will inspire some art eventually, but it's definitely going to inspire some dance cards. So the dance card was the ticket for entering the dance, but then it was also utilized throughout the whole dance to sign up for your dances. But the crazy thing was that the women had the card with all the names on it, but the man had to remember all of the dances, which I think is pretty phenomenal, to remember 20 dances through the night. So I'm focusing on the artists that previously showed in the Soho Coho. They all have long roots in Ketchikan: Grace Freeman, Ray Troll, and myself. And my artwork, I'm focusing on bringing out one of my series each year. So this year is Stations of the Raven, which haven't been seen for quite some time. My medium of lino cut, I'm able to make multiple originals. So in behind me, you might be seeing one of my blocks that I carve for each one of my images or each page in a book. And I have different series bodies of work that I'll probably bring out one every year and freshen it up. We also have a feature wall that I'm very excited about that will feature different artists. Not so much shows, but just features. Right now we're featuring Mary Ida Hendrickson, and I would just want people to come in and see something fresh every time they visit, or every few months at least. Being both a visual artist and a dancer are two really wonderful types of self-expression. So first, I'm at home insular and solo a lot of the time with just me and my drafting desk and carving knives. And when I'm on the dance floor, I'm with people and it's a whole different type of expression, you know, physical and with people. It's social dancing. This building has a history of strong women ownership from Maddie Wilkes and Mary Thomas and Thelma Baker, Andy Smith and the Five Star Cafe, and then Michelle Troll with the Soho Coho. And so it's big boots to follow in, but it's sort of an exciting building and history to follow the steps in. The last 5 months have been a creation period and just bringing together the Star Gallery, and now we're in operations. And for me, the most gratifying part is having people show up that are so happy that we're here and have found something different. And that just means the world to me, because I feel like then I've done my job of creating what I set out to do.